For the confirmation. Yeah, I'm live now on both YouTube and Facebook as well. Thank you so very much. Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Ravi Kumar, father of two loving children, husband to a superwoman, spoken English mentor, and turned into a life coach. And today, as we are on the fifth day of this live training onto successful parenting, means how to be the best version of yourself as a parent. So we discussed a lot. In the first day of this session, we talked about children and you. What is your thinking about your children? How does your child think about you? What is the you know pattern, thinking pattern of your child? We discussed, and yesterday and day before yesterday we talked much about child psychology. What is their psychology, right? Today we'll be talking about what are the rules, what are the ways of being involved with your child, means what are the rule of child involvement, right? Gentlemen, I always say people that our children are priceless gift to God. If it is, if their upbringing is par excellence, then the children become our return gift to God. Gentlemen, in order to ensure a bright future for our children, of course, we have told them so many times that you should be studying this, you should be studying this instead of watching television, or you should be doing this, you should not be doing that, and so on and so forth. Is it not? So we must have heaped advices on them so many times, every now and then, every single day. We used to say them the same thing, we used to utter them the same thing, that you got to study and study and study. All, of course, for their good, no doubt, but not with understanding the fact that we give them correct and proper advice. Do the children really appreciate what we tell them, or do they listen to us? I believe no, isn't it? So, what is the reason? Today we are going to discuss that also, that why they don't listen to us. Gentlemen, let me share with you this thing. Why do they do that? And at the same time, let me also have this opportunity to ask this question to you. How many of you had the same complaint about your child, that he doesn't listen to you? He is much involved in watching television rather studying. If any one of you are going through the same problem, then today's session is the best possible solution or the answer of your query today. If our own child doesn't, either understand us or listen to us, our advice, doesn't it occur to us that it is time we have to change our method by which we seek to make them understand or make them listen to us? If they are not listening, it means there is some fishy, there is some problem. We as a parent, when examination approach, many parents come to me and they always told this problem. And even it would have also happened with you also, that our children cannot understand us. Sometimes parents also feel that they have passed through the stage of childhood and have learned these, the do's and don'ts of becoming successful in life through personal experiences. Is it not? But we want to impose our personal experience onto, your child. It is on the basis of your personal experience that they counsel their children, or you also counsel your children, so that they do not stub their toes onto the path of life and keep progressing in life, earn name and fame. Isn't it? So, gentlemen, but even then, what happens? Children do not understand or appreciate such, counseling. On the contrary, what happens? Children so annoyance and they become, whenever we counsel them, they don't listen to us. So let me ask you one more question. If the above feeling or the common to most parents, when I minutely, analyzed, there are very sad fact that came up after me, and that is that we as a parent have to blame ourselves. We are in the habit to evaluate the child according to our own medium, according to our own media of information, and we want to yawn our own yardstick and our own personal experiences or principles to check our children. Let me share with you. Instead of accepting the child for what it is, we parents place a special emphasis on what the child should be. We make them see the world through our expectations. Will that work? Absolutely not. So, gentlemen, for becoming a successful parents, we must bid farewell to all those old aged stereotyped methods of offering or flurry that don't do this, and don't do that. Always remember, gentlemen, the children are not averse to advice. It is to the way in which advice is given to them and that they are averse. It means that how do you put advice onto their head, that matters the most. That brings a whole lot of difference. Suppose you have a slight problem in your eye for the past few days. Let me ask you a straightforward question. Let us understand one situation also, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody who has joined me now, most welcome. Happy to see you all. Very, very happy, very contented. Wow. So, gentlemen, let me ask you one more questions at the same time. Let me share with you one story or one situation, I would call. That imagine you have a slight problem in your eyes for the past few days and you are not able to see things clearly with your glasses, right? You go to an optician and tell him in detail about your problem, right? Before you finish telling him about your problem, the optician places his own glass in your hands. And do you know what he says? I have been wearing these glasses for the past 7 years. These have proved to be very, very effective to me. And I have other similar glasses. I will manage without these. Please keep them. The moment you wear his glasses, but your problem gets compounded, means you cannot help explaining or exclaiming, oh, these are absolutely useless. I can't see anything at all. He asks you the question, what is the problem? Why don't you try them for a while? You would be able to see clearly after some time. What will you say, gentlemen? You will say that, my dear fellow, I have not sucked my eyes after wearing these glasses. I am trying to see through, but everything seems to be blurred. Then the optician says, sir, do try, and I am pretty much sure that you will be able to see quite clearly. After all, I have been able to see things clearly through them only, and for the past 7 years. What will be your possible answer, gentlemen? I know you will say, but I cannot see anything at all. Leave alone seeing even a single thing, even slightly clearly, I can see nothing. Then the optician says, you are not concerned about my feelings at all. I am so keen on helping you. Oh, I have even given you my glass to help you see things clearly, and you. And by saying so, he takes your glass back from your hands. Gentlemen, now I want to ask you this question. Will you ever listen to this optician? If you need to see an optician ever arises in your life, would you even dream of going to such types of optician in your whole life, which right now I shared the story with you? Gentlemen, try and reflect on the dialogues between you and your children. It will become quite clear to you that, like the optician not being able to appreciate our point of view, we as a parent, for the most part, we do not even try to understand and appreciate our children emotions and feelings. And here is the problem. We make them wear our spectacles, make them see things through the perspective of our experiences and our principles. And having done so, or having done that, we feel contented that we have, earnestly discharged our duties as a parent. As a parent, we are committing blunders. If we are trying to make our children wear our spectacles, which is made of our personal experiences, and through the perspective of our experiences and principles, gentlemen. But do you know, as per new methodology, we have not just to observe our child's behavior, but to go to the root of the child's behavior as well, to its very core, and stay tuned to the child's emotions. From now onwards, we will have to change the child's belief while trying to modify the child's behavior. Yesterday also I talked so much about it, that your child behavior get only changed because of one problem, because of his or her beliefs, whatever he has experienced in his life, and what sort of belief system he has developed, and because of that his behavior is built up. So you will understand clearly that a child's behavior will improve only if the child's beliefs change. Only if we improve our behavior will change the child's belief. Means if we want to change the beliefs of our children, we have to improve our behavior, because the child's behavior will improve only if the child's beliefs changes. I hope I'm clear. Now let us understand this thing. Okay, one more situation. Imagine for a while that your son or your daughter is just back from school. Okay, there is anguish written all over the child's face, and you ask him, "Hey, what happened, my child? Why the long face? Why are you making dirty face? What happened?" And the child, being a very honest, he share her or his problems very, clearly. Like, our teacher is awful. She's rather hot tempered. Today she punished me. She asked me to write my homework 5 times. See, your son and daughter is very, very honest. She or he put all the incident what happened in school after you. Now tell me, in such situation, I am going to give you the exact point of view of both types of parents. One is stereotypes of parents, like like maybe somebody of you, or somebody who is said to be, or whom I believe, a successful parent. Let me share. So in such situation, some parents will not give up our attempt to make the child wear our spectacles and make them see things through the perspective of our experience and beliefs only. And so the majority of the cases in which the parent will say like this, "She ought to punish you. Really, I am sure you must have been up to some mischief. I cannot understand whether you go to school for the sake of learning or just for playing mischiefs. Go sit quietly and write your homework 5 times as per what your teacher has told you." Gentlemen, being honest yourself, you are supposed to be honest as well. You are not being very honest with your child. You are not understanding the emotions of your child, and rather you are using your own personal expectation, spectacles, your personal experiences, and then you are ordering him to go and sit quietly and write it 5 times as per the teacher has told you. Now in this situation like this, those parents who took to their child's behavior alone are not able to understand the child's emotions. See what will happen when a successful parent would do, what they'll do in this situation. Somebody who is, to whom I feel personally that he's a best parent, he'll say, "Oh my goodness, you have to write the homework as many as 5 times." Just the way you approach to your child, that makes a whole lot of difference, gentlemen. And if you say like this, "Oh my goodness, you have to write the homework as many as 5 times," then see what will be the reaction of your child. Your child will be very concerned, and he or she will, tell you the every possible things. Yes, it can't be helped. What to do? then the parent will say, I'm sorry, beta, you have been punished. Okay, it must be painful for you as well, isn't it? Then the child will say, yeah, but it was I who had picked the fight with Ronak, my classmate. Then, the moment you start understanding the feeling of your son and daughter, he or she will tell you the real reason also. Okay, then homework, but you will not enjoy writing 5 times, will you? You will not have times for games too. Successful parents will say like this, and the child will say, yes, but what to do, mama? What to do, papa? I will have to write and show to the teacher tomorrow. May I now start doing my homework, or else I shall not be able to complete it in time? So, gentlemen, understand your child's feelings. In both sort of conversation, the child is able to feel that his parents understand him. But in the first situation, he will feel that my parents, they are a stereotype and they cannot understand me. Gentlemen, here we are not supposed to adopt the method of do's and don't do this and don't do that in order to correct the child's behavior. We have not even tried to reason with the child, we have only tried to just understand the child's feeling. The moment you start understanding the feelings of your children, that is exactly why the child understands the parents and is keen to start doing the homework so that it could be over in time. But in the very first situation which I said or I discussed, if you do like that, then there is a problem. But if you do like the second situation which I said of your successful parents, the child gets the self-inspiration to observe reoccurrences of such mistakes. And he or she will make sure that he will not make you feel down, and he or she will always take care of the reoccurrences like this. They will not commit mistakes again. So, gentlemen, remember this, that force can make everything possible in the world. Force can make everything possible in the world, but it cannot create a single drop of love in child's heart. I repeat, force can make everything possible in the world, but it cannot create a single drop of love in child's heart. Whether a child will listen to us or not will listen to us will totally depend on whether we as a parent will understand our children emotions or not. Of course, it is true in the case of all the relationships that we enter into during the course of life's journey, we have to ask ourselves, will I ever listen to anyone who does not understand my feelings or care for them? Ask this question to yourself definitely. That will I ever listen to anyone who does not understand my feelings or care for them? The answer is bound to be no. Yes, no means no. But we shall have to accept the fact that our child will not listen to us if we do not understand the child's feelings or care for them. If you cannot expect such behavior, how can you do like that? Gentlemen, to become a successful parent, we shall have to adopt such, so many such types of stances. Let me share with you one more situation. It was the rainy season. A dance competition was organized in. There was a guy. His name was Rohini. He was studying in class 10th, and that Rohini had enrolled for taking part in that competition. Rohini dressed. Rohini was a girl. She had dressed and wore makeup and was about to just leave for the venue of the competition. Just then, it started raining cats and dogs. Because of raining, the program was cancelled. Now, let me share with you some of the conversation between a parent and Rohini. What should, as being as a successful parent, we are supposed to have the conversation, and what and how one ordinary parent behaves. Now see, how does Rohini react? She says, "Oh, the rain had come only now. Oh God, was it to rain now? Mother, since it is raining season, it could rain, couldn't it, Ronnie? But just today, how much practice had I put in? Mother, then what can I do? Have I brought rain? Why keep complaining to me? Go and study." Assuming that, smarting under her mother's approach, Rohini does sit down to study. Will she be able to concentrate on a study, gentlemen? Will it be possible? Since she planned to participate in that competition, she was quite ready. She was just about to leave, and just then it just started raining cats and dogs. How the guy who has put in lots of effort to take part or to participate in that program, which was organized at her school, and it was cancelled due to rain. Was the conversation of the parent correct? This is situation number one. I know, definitely not. None of you would agree with that also. The next, how does a successful parents will, you know, understand this? For example, Rohini is about to leave the house. She started reading, and now her talk. Now she is having conversation with her mother. Oh, they didn't have to come today and spoil the show. Now it's a mother. And how hard did you practice beta for the competitions? All that effort down the drain. And I particularly wanted to see you performing on the stage beta. Your friends too must have decided to see your performance as well. Rohini, what can one do after all now that the program is off? Mother, you must be surely disappointed at the sudden shower. Rohini, of course, mom, I am. But after all, it's the rainy season. Oh, all right. I'll have a lot of homework to do. I'll get busy with it. Mother, true. Wrap up your homework, my dear child. Every single child is bound to experience momentary disappointments at some time or other. So, in such times, it is our duty as a parent to bring back the smile on the child's face, ladies and gentlemen. A successful parent is one who is able to understand the child's feeling and acting accordingly, or he acts accordingly, and he is able to give the child the appropriate direction at the right time. It is only when the child's thought process are in, you know, I would say, in such a condition that the child experiences joy, then only I would call you a successful parent. So you understand two situations. In one situation, how one parent react, and in the second situation, you also came across how the successful parent reacts. In what category do you want to see yourself, ladies and gentlemen? This is the question today. As a parent, could anyone bring greater joy than this? And you will be surprised to know that it is because parents demonstrated concern for the child, and sub-average children have been able to climb the pinnacles of success. There are so many examples, ladies and gentlemen, that the child was nothing, but because of their parenting, means because of their parents, the parenting skills of their parents, they have done tremendously well in their lives. They have been most successful people, and they have inspired globe at large. I can give you so many examples. The best possible example, whether it is Chhatrapati Shivaji or Abraham Lincoln or Isaac Newton or Adam Smith or Mahatma Gandhi or Dayanand Saraswati or or Walt Disney or Swami Vivekananda or even Bill Gates. All the parents have made invaluable contribution in the person who have just made history. Everybody knows no sooner than the monsoon arrives, grass begins to grow on its own all over the landscape, although no one makes any effort to broadcast its seed. You understand my feeling, what I'm saying is. You do not require to put the seeds inside here and there. The moment it starts raining, as soon as the monsoon arrives, grass itself starts or no grow. This is how you are supposed to understand this thing. One needs to put in a lot of effort and care in order to, know, roads come to blossom. Likewise, it is only the sedulous care and constant grooming that parents impart to their children that makes children succeed in life. Let us come to think about it. Every successful person has an extraordinary childhood. Let me tell you. Every means every, I'm saying, every single person at this planet. I can give you some more example and some more situation as well. Everybody knows about Swami Vivekananda. Let me share with you one childhood story of Swami Vivekananda. As we all know that the name of Swami Vivekananda of his childhood was Narendra, right? So whenever any religious discourse held, he used to go there. So one day, a religious discourse was held in nearby localities. Narendra invariably went and listened that rapt attention with very, very, very rapt attention. He listened. Once after discourse got over, this inquisitive child asked the orator, "You say that Hanumanji is immortal. He loves bananas and lives in a place where bananas are in profusion. Means if there would be so many trees of bananas, then I could be able to find him. Can one go to that huge banana plantation over there and see Hanuman?" This was the question of Swami Vivekananda, means the question of Narendra. That as you said that Hanumanji loves banana and he can be found easily in a banana or orchard. Do you know what does or no, the orator replies? So yes, my son. Hanuman lives in that banana plantation only. If you go there and look for him, you will find him. As a child, he was. Narendra believing the orator. He once went to the banana plantation and sat under a banana tree for so many hours. Narendra's people were worried as to where he had disappeared. He, however, waited till late night, but Hanuman was not to be seen anywhere. Narendra returned home. It was pitch dark. It was 12 o'clock. His mother asked him, "Where were you, my dear son?" Narendra, being a small kid, filled with emotions, shocked with emotions, he narrated his experience to his mother, his quest for Hanumanji, and failure to find him. Eventually, he asked his mother, "Mom, why did Hanuman not come to the banana plantation?" Ladies and gentlemen, if such questions are being asked by we sort of parents, will reply in a quite different way. But do you know what the mother said? Surprised at her son's faith in God and his enthusiastic quest for the Almighty, confronting him, she said, "Narendra, do not be disappointed. Today, the Lord Rama must have assigned some task to Hanuman. He will surely turn up tomorrow. This is how we are supposed to nurture. This is how we are supposed to understand. This is how we are supposed to respect the feelings of our children. We all know that the young Narendra, later known as Swami Vivekananda, attained eminence that transcended the Indian borders and pervaded all over the world. While he lived just for 31 years, what he achieved far surpassed the achievements that anyone could attain in even 5 centuries. You know, well, that Narendra died in